We're in, we're back, we're live. We're podding. What's happening, boys?
We're good, man.
Yeah,
man.
I like that.
Happy New Year and these things.
Oh, come on, that's Corona, you know.
Man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Nice to see you, man. I've missed your face, I've missed your energy.
Missed you lot, man.
You're back.
Offthecuff, man. That's the 7th time. Damn.
Part of the furniture, right? I made a promise to myself and the podcast. I think it was last year. I think it's early last year that like a lot of the people that we've had good rapport with and vibes with, and the people have really enjoyed, and the people that request, I want to get them back on. Like, see how people enjoy when Ree comes on. Obviously, S is part of the furniture. He's at this point. I still need to get the Swave back on. And obviously, we've done cross collaboration with podcasts. So I was like, yeah, no, I need to get my guy back on. So it's been long over.
Back in the building.
Come on, man. Nah, it's love every time. I love Offthecuff, man. Like family things.
Yeah, come on. Hashtag Offthecuffpod.
Weekend, that man.
No Vans this week though. Annual leave settings.
Yeah,
so
man.
Just us lot, but we are legal extraordinary.
Hey, we miss you, man.
Yeah, we miss Vans.
We miss you, man.
Free Vans, man.
Don't do like that. Don't start taking it seriously.
Lockdown, that's why.
Yeah. Vans is don't want to obey lockdown.
He's gonna kill us,
bruv. Even when I was coming there today, I was like, raw. Trip is mad ram, bruv. Like today was the rammest I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And I genuinely felt a bit uncomfortable. Like it was so ram. Where like when I think when we recorded with No Signal with Jojo and Huda, the first time after being away for a few months, obviously recorded at home but not coming in studio, it was empty. So now when I come on the tube today, like people couldn't even obey the whole like a space aside from seating. Like Donnie literally sat on my lap. I looked at brother like, yo, bro, like, come on, bro. Corona's out, Corona dev out. You want to sit on my lap, bro? What do you want?
It's weird, bro. Because how did you feel when you was on the train? How did you feel?
Generally okay, but now when today I felt uneasy because it felt so rammed, and it just felt like if Corona was there, I couldn't escape it.
You're like, right now.
Yeah, if the Corona was there, I was like, yeah, I can't escape it.
See, I was on a train yesterday, and it weren't ram. It was like about 7 people in it.
Okay.
It felt ram. Like I was like 6 people, I would have been like, all right. 7 people, I was like, I want to get off.
Seven's the unlucky number.
Like, it just looked at it and I thought, because you know I'm sitting like that. I'm sitting at one end, someone was sitting at the other end, and obviously I can't remember exactly how many like seats there are on the carriage, but the Don is sitting not at the furthest end, but he's kind of in the middle near me. So I'm like, bro, you could have went to the end. So
I don't like them people.
Like, yeah, I have nothing to offer you, brother. Like, just move. Just move.
Because it gives me PTSD of when, like, back in there, you'd be on the top of the bus, and you're on there by yourself, and the Don will come and sit right next to you. Bro, just say you want to rub me, like I know you want to move to me, innit? But it's only me and you at the top of the bus, and you come and sit right next to me. Bro. You think I can't escape?
Sometimes I think the government are sending people out to give people Rona because some people are too.
He's on that Shaka Bars conspiracy.
Nah, man, they want us to be coronaed off till 2022. They're like, nah, man, people are too close.
Yeah, it's too much, bro.
But then he's just brushing shoulders, assassins. Just.
Bro, I'm reading like some. You get on the news, like, is this true or not? Like, someone they caught Corona via ice cream because the person at the ice cream factory, the particles fell in the Corona. That person had the ice cream and caught Corona.
Like, see them ones? Yeah, I'm not hearing that.
Yeah,
because how did you track that?
Yeah, I'm not hearing
that.
Like, because I'm a sucker, I read the whole thing in it. Like at the first line, they should have been like, yeah, this is ridiculous.
You want to go and open your ice cream and
look,
I'll say one thing, yeah. Fols, you remember? I'm sure I told you this before. This is before Rona landed, early January. I bought Haagen-Dazs, I went to the shop, bruv, no word of a lie. You remember this?
I think vaguely, but tell me.
Cool. So I went to the shop, I bought my ice cream, I came home, and the lid felt a little bit loose, innit? So I was like, but I'm thinking, did I open this already? You know, sometimes you do things, you leave, you come back, and I thought, bro, I've opened it. There's no plastic, but there's a scoop.
No.
Bro, a whole scoop was gone.
Of a brand new Haagen-Dazs?
Bro, a brand new Haagen-Dazs.
Did you go back?
Bro, I'm a dickhead. I went back to the shop. I was like, bro, he's like, my friend. These times, we are friends, innit? But not then. So I was like, someone scooped my ice cream. I didn't even explain to him, innit?
Yeah, you just angry. You couldn't articulate. I'm vexed. I'm angry.
What do you mean?
He looked at me like, what was I supposed to do that?
Because you're ridiculous.
Yeah,
you're
I'm like, bro, someone scooped my ice cream. So I pulled out. I said, bro, look. And he went, oh, get another one. And in that moment, I was like, it was you, bruv. Because I know, because he was like, this ain't the first time. But for me, I was like, this is fucking ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. But don't you remember when there was that little, so it was like maybe TikTok craze in America where the kids were licking the ice cream. So it might have been someone trying to do that thing where they literally was licking the ice cream, all going viral. But a lot of them, not a lot of them, but a few of them got arrested for stuff and that. Like it was actually a craze in America.
What is that charge, by the way? Because I want to know.
GBH?
Honestly. Murder with intent.
That's a murder with intent, you know.
I don't know.
Gross negligence.
I don't even know what that is. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know. The first for getting viral is killing my people, bro. I just see more and more stupidness. I'm just like, it's a pandemic for real, right?
It's been a pandemic.
Yeah.
But we here, man. We good.
Yeah,
We
good,
safe.
we safe. Everyone's
Healthy.
Everyone's happy,
Yeah.
healthy.
There you go.
Yeah, you know, we're back. But I think the best place to start with it is Chipmunk and Stormzy. That's been a topic of the internets.
Diddy Chip.
Man, like
Can't run out of bars.
you can't.
Yeah.
One thing is, if I believe anything on this planet, bro, that Don cannot run out of no bars.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
I was thinking of trying to formulate a sentence, but like
Yeah.
it will sound mad. Like, but Chipmunk is literally top 2. He has to be top 2 rapper.
Straight barring.
Yeah,
he's
straight
there.
barring.
In the UK, yeah.
He has to be.
In the UK, he's in it. He's in the conversation.
No, he's definitely in my starting
Like-
5 or 3 because it's the only other 2. Like I would say on levels or better than him would be Wretch and Ghetts.
Yeah,
In terms of like ability and then consistency
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the ability to produce good music as well. All that
I
type
know,
of
but
things.
look, I'm just going forget
Just-
songs.
okay, cool.
Just lyrical ability
In its rawest form, coke in its purest form.
Yeah, that uncooked crack.
He's in it, bro. He's in it because
He's there.
and especially for the war thing, he knows exactly
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah.
But in terms of that, yeah, there's not many people that could war this prayer. You'd need the old Wiley
Okay.
to touch him.
I don't know much about that, so I'll
No, the old Wiley was a problem
The
still.
old Wiley was whatever inspired Chips is what the old Wiley.
Night bus stop
Like,
late. If you want to go and do education,
Yeah.
because there was a time period when Wiley was getting kind of peppered up by the whole of the movement, and he just I don't know.
He came back and collapsed all
I
of
don't
them.
know what gear he sniffed that day.
Bruv.
He went into the studio.
Hey, Wiley doesn't.
No, I said it. I said it. He admitted to taking. He's had drugs before, man.
Yeah,
Wiley's in his
yeah.
early 40s, bro. He's been out
He's
here,
made
man.
money, yeah, I get it.
Man's done a few party drugs,
Fam.
man. Come on, man.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
When Wiley's on form, it's mad. That's why even when Stormzy and him clashed, yeah, I was like, I don't feel like Storms won. I just felt like Wiley lost.
Stormzy made bangers.
I ain't doing that.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't say. It's not like I wasn't like, oh my god, Storms, you killed him. It's like, oh Wiley, you didn't do enough.
Wiley was more.
But that's not.
lyrical,
That's what I
Like-
don't like here, and it's a good place to have this conversation. Is that like if Wiley had killed Stormzy, yeah, we'd be giving him all the accolades that you murdered the pot boy. It's like that's unfair. He doesn't get his plaudits for. It's still Wiley.
All right, cool.
For there's a few people where like it's still such and such. Because we watched Tyson the other day. That's still Mike Tyson, bro.
Okay, but I want to ask you this, yeah?
Yeah.
Is Lennox Lewis in your top 5 boxers of all time? Okay, that breath that you took answered, but is Mike Tyson?
Absolutely,
And who knocked out Mike Tyson?
Lennox Lewis.
There we go.
But he fought Tyson when Tyson was washed.
Yeah, bruv, and just like
And
Wiley.
Stormzy fought Wiley when he was.
So you like admitting that Wiley's washed. So when it circles back to my point, that my see, look, see,
Oh, what's the point?
see, I got a point. I got some point here. Surely, can I get a
No,
point?
I think it's floating.
Yeah, it's in
floating.
the air. You want to land it?
Small turbulence.
Yeah, cool.
Small turbulence.
But yeah, bruv, so like, he didn't beat Tyson in his prime. He beat a fading Tyson.
That's absolutely.
So I'm like,
And Wiley still put up a fight because Wiley was definitely more lyrical than him.
so
I wouldn't call that what he put up was a fight, bro. To be honest with you.
You wouldn't put. You wouldn't
No,
put
I would have had a fight. Stuff.
'cause I'm not debating that Storms didn't win.
Yeah.
But for
I mean,
me,
that was
as
clear.
a man that cares
I
about,
understand what you
Do you
mean.
get
It's like, but then when you say that, and then when I talk about the fact that as much as Chip can run out of bars, I don't give him accolades for. I don't call Young and Tiny Temper kills. You go and end up collaborating with Bugsy Malone, even though you was supremely upset. You said literally verbatim, "You are here in relation to Bugsy Malone because of my career." And now we go full circle. It's nice. And I don't want no one to kill each other and it become a war that they go and go full circle and make music together. But if you won that and you dealt with him properly, there'd be no collaboration. Because Bugsy ended up having a flaw. I keep saying that he's Black Batman, living his best life. So if we're doing that, I look at Chipmunk's, like his kills, and I'm like, you can't say to me Young and a Tiny Temper and I sit there and go, yeah, you did amazing. Like that's like that you let's be frank, call a spade a spade. You're not looking at them two as the guys or barres in that space.
No, Chip. In my humble opinion, Chip is a selective battler because enough man. I'll call it a spade because enough man have challenged him and he felt like he couldn't. In my humble opinion, I feel like Chip feels like he couldn't get anything out of those man. So like, you see the man like Tiny, that was always going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
Young'un was Young'un at the time. He was.
Yeah, so he was a guy at the time.
Yeah, like
I hear that.
Stormzy, who else was Bugsy? Or Bugsy wasn't actually a thing where he could have benefited off, but I felt like he felt a bit like
he felt violated. Bugsy come for him from nowhere for no reason.
But Chip needed that. He needed a kick. He needed a kick in his reputation. So I'll take this one, and then. What happened. So I feel like he's a bit of a selective.
I think he's selective, but I don't think he's selective in like a cowardice way.
Is there anything wrong with being
more strategic?
Is there anything wrong with being okay? So let's say we level up and say strategic.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with being strategic in regards to clashing, battling?
No.
Yes and no.
So let's deal with the no and we'll go to the yes.
Do you know what it is? It depends on how you present yourself. So if I said right, anyone who sends for me, I'm sending for them. Yeah, that's what Wiley.
Which was Wiley's thing.
Do you get me? Yeah, he'd be sending for MCs you've never heard of. You hear their name in his
man's a Nottingham show with 12 followers and a dog. Man's getting rained on by Wiley.
You see what I'm saying? So
I rate that though.
That's you get me. He was a warmonger. He made it very clear in it. So, but that was how he presented it. Do you get me? Whereas Chip's like right, I can't out boss, but he's picking his battles, but the terrain's different. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So. You want a battle, man, but you also want to benefit it because these are careers that are actually lucrative now, and these decisions aren't just ratings. Okay. It could affect whatever I do next.
Your perception, long
term.
Do
you know what I mean? However, I'm going to sell this and that. Whereas them times there, it was just sending. Bro, man's like, man can't send for me. I'm going on radio tomorrow. Yeah. Whereas now it's like, all right, I do this video and then do this and do. So it's a lot. I feel like it's a lot more business orientated, which is why being strategic makes more sense now, or being more strategic makes more sense now because there's a whole business behind it that people are really eating off, whereas before it's more man trying to develop something and it was more for the culture. Do you get me? When it's just a culture thing, like them times it was just a culture. Man was like, I need to send for man because he sent for me.
I remember Scorcher was at, I think, Axe FM and there was another brother that had the same name and he was in the studio spitting and Scorcher just happened to be there. Man walked in and clashed him on the spot.
That's some real shit, bro.
Classed him.
But I feel like Chip would do that though. I feel like Chip will walk into a room and clash someone just for
of course, yeah. And I believe he's definitely got that in him. But
he'd do it confidently.
So I asked the question in regards to being strategic. We answered no.
Yeah, I said.
And then why would we? What would the answer be for yeses?
He said yes. I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
I think yes or no simply because it depends on how you present yourself. Innit? Yeah. If you say I'm sending for whoever sends for me, and then you start picking and choosing, then you're not sending for whoever in it. Yeah. And I'm just using that with a Wiley reference in it. But then I get it at the same time. So it's not like you're picking your battles because you're literally supposed to pick your battles. Yeah. Like, do you get me? That's what you're supposed to do. If you're fighting everyone, you're just fighting everyone.
So, we have a random conversation. Why we're even having the Chip, Stormzy, clashing, warring conversation? Because obviously, last, would it have been Friday?
What, 10
Ghetts dropped his collaboration with Stormzy called Skengman. And Skeng. And Chip didn't even let him marinate for 24 hours. Being the bad dude that he is, he drops a diss track called 10 Commandments.
He was itching.
Yeah. How dare you dare me? Can you dare me?
He said, Stormzy said one little line. He said, He was like, get in there, lads.
So he responds to the song 10 Commandments, and I think the consensus is that he went in and he was shelling. He shelled.
Oh, wait. Nah, yeah.
He spoke in Twee. He responded to Stormzy's Kaboom line, the line about shouting on the phone. He responded to, which makes me feel that I believe that song wasn't recorded in the direct. I believe that song was already in a tuck, and he just went in and changed a few lines.
Time ago,
And when we talk about strategy, personally, I don't feel there's anything wrong with that. You do what you got to do. But
the game's the game.
The game's the game. With us talking about strategy, what I do feel I keep seeing online, which I don't think is fair, is people with this incessant nature that, he has to respond now. Because they're saying the game has changed and it is strategy. It's clear for me, at least, and I don't know how our listeners feel, that Chip is doing this, one, because he feel like he's got a genuine issue. My man turn up at his house, so you have every right to have an issue. But also, it's good promo and energy for your tape that's dropping on the 29th of January. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So strategy-wise, if I'm Stormzy, I don't respond now. And I have every right not to, because the only reason why I say he has every right not to is Chip has had a history of not responding when everybody would say traditionally respond straight away. So Tiny Temper dissing, fire in the booth. The line went over a lot of our heads about the pizza boy. People didn't even notice for him. He comes on a year later. In the middle of his war with Bugsy, he responds like 6 or 7 months later and drops 3 diss tracks all at once quickly. like Like, you know when you're in boxing terms and you're losing a round and you throw a flurry of punches for the last 30 seconds.
Make it look like
just to get the thing, make the judges feel, did he win the round?
Yeah.
It's cheeky, it's a tactic. But if he hadn't done that, I wouldn't say Stormzy is allowed to do this. Because my thing is, you can't do that on your end, and my man now has to respond when you decide. Because one could argue, pulled up at your house, we got the video months later. So you had a plan. You was meant to release the tape last year. You didn't. My guess is that because he didn't engage you initially. If you got a different reasoning or like an engineer lost the files or whatever, cool. However you can spin it. But the streets know you didn't release your tape earlier because Stormzy didn't get in the ring and dance with you when you wanted him to. Strategy. So that's what I just want to put out there. Because I think that's one thing we can't have different rules for different people. I don't like the one when people are going, Stormzy doesn't have to reply. No. And I hope we're all in agreement here. If there's one rule in beef, it's you do respond. But it's just how and when. Jay-Z traditionally had done subliminals. Like, he had one little bar for 50. I'm a whole dollar, what the fuck is 50 cent or something like that, verbatim. Like,
yeah, 50 Cent latched onto that.
And 50 latched onto that.
But then that was 50's come up. That was fucking Bugsy Malone. He was Bugsy Malone, basically.
Yeah. So we needed half a bar. I don't need to give you a whole diss trap. Obviously, we are bloodthirsty. We want the chaos, innit? And I'm not mad at people, but I just want people to be frank and honest. That's where you're at with it, innit? I just want to hear something cold. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Do you get me? When I'm thinking about what's going on, I'm not going to factor in everything. I'm just going to think, bro, if you respond, then it has to be cold.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to respond.
Yeah. You don't think he's going to respond?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think Stormzy.
I'm still holding faith. Maybe I'm crazy.
I think Stormzy, in his brain, it's like, brother, you're rapping at me. I want to smash your head. I just feel like Stormzy's just thinking, fam, like, allow me. I'm not going to reply. Like, you can do all of this.
But one could argue he replied a little bit on, I don't know. He did, even though they say that the song with Ghetts was recorded last August, that was after the incident. So he does refer to shouting on the phone. I feel that's definitely at Chip, innit?
Definitely.
He did, so he has said small things in lines, but just that we've not got the whole 140 bars and running 4 minutes on a track.
I don't think he'll do it. I think he genuinely doesn't like Chip and he's not going to engage with him. Like Wiley, I don't think the issue was that Wiley told him to suck his mum and that, but I think they're still cool. Like, come on, like, I think
he would still probably give him a blind.
Yeah.
To be fair, Wiley will tell everyone to suck them up.
Exactly, it's a
so
Wiley.
You can't take it personally. You can, and you probably will, but
there's no point.
It's like, bro, this player says suck him up to everyone that he's sitting next to.
And
what do I take? You know what I mean? It's like, why am I going to take it out?
And I feel like Chip.
But the way you're wise, you're like, I'm not them, man.
I'm not having
Haich ain't having it, you know?
Oh no, wait, of course.
No, Haich having it.
No. I know better man won't have it. Just because a man says it doesn't mean I'm gonna have it.
But you see what I'm getting at with my man, and actually, what you say?
I was just gonna say, I feel like Chip is basing a lot of this battle off what the Stormzy's battle with Wiley. So you see the whole, you have 24 hours, and remember, Stormzy said to Wiley, you have 48 hours to respond. Do you remember that? And I feel like this is a different situation. Chip and Stormzy do not like each other. This is not no pally.
So it's a real problem.
It's a problem.
Sometimes that makes for the best beef, though.
Yeah, but Stormzy's not on that.
But it's like, bro, I don't. Like man said, I want to smash your head.
Like, he just said, I want to smash your head. I don't want to smash your head. I just want to smash your head.
Nah, man. Yeah.
So let's say, for argument's sake, Stormzy doesn't respond at all, barring the odd line here or there, which we could misinterpret sometimes as we do as fans. How do we feel as consumers if he doesn't respond and Chip has just been barring his head off?
All it does is just make Stormzy less credible as a spitter.
Okay.
That's all it really does.
Yeah, spitter is the key word.
Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, other than that, it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do much.
You get me? So for Storms, it's like, I'm either going to do it
or I'm not.
Or I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think his life will genuinely be affected, but just that aspect of everything.
Yeah.
It's like if he tries to come back after this and do something cheeky, people are like, when Chip was there, you didn't. But obviously, I know it's deep. It's deeper. So
we say it's deeper than rap.
It's deeper than rap, man. You went to man's yard, bro.
That's wild.
Come on.
In a Urus.
Yeah. In a Urus.
In my day and age, I was riding out in Fiat Puntos.
Stormzy, I feel like Stormzy lost his head that day, man. So
what type of, you see that type of anger? I never want to be that angry in my life. I feel I've got to like a good sentence. Sometimes I think I'm a bit of a pussy now. I'm just not on it.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm really not on it. Like I put that energy out there, even though I'll be talking spicy on the mic every now and then. Shouts out to the RNA. For the most part, I don't want any problems, innit? So
do you know what the worst thing is? There's drawouts, and you can see them a mile off, innit? But bro, sometimes they just get you.
Okay.
But that brings under immense pressure constantly, innit? Stormzy's been like catapulted into a position where there's a million benefits, but his drawouts are different to other people's, innit? Do you get me? Because he's under the microscope constantly before it even comes to the music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a sort of real good shot. That's it. There's a whole thing about it. So he, as much as I can say, right, as a spitter, I'd want to do da-da-da-da-da, but being a spitter and the artist of his, like...
Of his caliber,
you get me?
Yeah.
It's a lot more on his head. So his decisions weigh on him more. Do you get me? So he could please the fans immediately, and that could just...
Do we take that, even though we're raised the way we're raised, as we're something a bit more mature and level-headed, do we take that into consideration? Because one thing I do when I look at him is like, you just kind of piggybacking, as we say on Clubhouse.
Yeah, piggyback. I want to piggyback off your point.
I want to piggyback. No, I don't want any grown man to piggyback me. Allow me, bro. Just to piggyback off your point, yeah. You're walking a tightrope of you have to still be the man them in the trap still got want to rate you or listen to you or be like you. Still have to have the cultural currency. You now have put numbers on the board, so there's the pressure when you come back out again to go number 1, top 5, top 10 again. Sell out the arenas, the stadiums, the big tours. You're a star boy, you're number 1, so you have to represent in all those facets. When you're on the Jonathan Ross or you're on mainstream TV, you've got to be eloquent. Even though we don't like to admit it out loud, you've not got to be too aggressive in those spaces. So you walk, you like the man that's just like trying to just bust on Link Up TV and have 100 bottles in the video and the girl with a butterfly tattoo. He's got less to worry about.
That famous girl with a famous bomb.
She's the most hardworking girl in the industry
ever.
I salute her, bro. Everyone needs her work rate. Yeah? That butterfly tattoo is famous in UK rap history. So
legendary.
Yeah, I just feel like. Do we take that into consideration, or we don't care? We just want.
The thing is, the masses don't care, innit? Do you get me? It's a good conversation to have, but ultimately, the thing is this: the people that were saying Storms has to do da won't care in a month's time. They might forget.
Yeah,
he might put something else on, and they'll be like, "Oh, Storms didn't need to reply anyway." Because remember, people are wishy-washy, innit? Do you get me? So you can't even chase the trend. Because you can listen to everyone today and everyone tomorrow be like, do you know what, he didn't even have to respond. And you're thinking, bro, I just
after you
made a whole career decision. Do you get me? But for them, it's something to chat about.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So like, imagine man's here like, no, Storms has to respond. Imagine he heard this and he's like, do you know what, this man made a good point, I need to respond. Then next week we're like, do you know what, actually,
oh, that was a bad move. Where push shows, you know, online.
Do you get me?
If you listen to online about everything,
it'll fuck you over. Do you get me? So like I at the time I wanted to see it, and then at the time I thought he's not going to respond, and I thought if he's a G, I said this before, innit?
Yeah.
He'd make this thing bigger than both of them. Do you get me? Like I was saying to you, if they could do a big live clash and do it and
which is what Wiley wanted. Wiley wanted to let's go to the O2.
Do you get me? Because when Wiley said it, I was like, bro, if you actually make that happen, then it's bigger.
No one loses. Like if man both walk away with 150k that night, is there any losers?
You know what I'm saying? And you've like,
and you've given to the culture.
Dope idea.
Yeah.
But Corona and that. Yeah. Do you get me? Like there's all these things around it. But ultimately, I'm like, at this point, is he gonna respond? I don't think so. And if he does, it would have to be so cold. Like,
or informative.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, so I want to get onto potential strategy in a second. But one thing I do want to ask, because I saw it kind of bubbling online, even though I've said that the song Yes was recorded last August, does this potentially create any small issues between Ghetts and Chip?
No.
Nah.
Chip is not going to sound for... Bad man.
I feel like I saw some shady tweets, but sometimes I feel like I'm trying to be too much of like a mad scientist trying to piece things together.
Chip does that. All he does is subliminals, man. Chip is a subliminal guy.
Like, it's not gonna,
because like, Vans asked last week when we were recording, because we've obviously at the time we saw that the song was coming, we hadn't heard it yet. We just heard a snippet. He was saying, do I think that Ghetts would allow Stormzy to send for my man, innit? And we can all agree that there was a line or two in there, but Ghetts, who knows if Ghetts even knew what the situation was
at the time,
because it was recorded last August, innit? So,
like, even that is a mad thing to say, because even say for allow a man to do whatever, bro. In the end of the day, and everyone's gonna do whatever they're gonna do, and you're only responsible for yourself.
Yeah,
do you see what I'm saying? Even if you're responsible for letting a man go on the tune and say what he wants, like, bro, he said it.
No. Like, do you know why I disagree with that, Haich? Yeah?
Go on.
I feel like if you facilitate a man's diss, you're part of it.
Do you know what he said? If you facilitate,
you're the driver in the car of the booting, 100%.
Yeah, no, the judge ain't hearing that.
The judge not hearing that.
I had someone to go.
No, but you knew your guy was doing the boot.
Hey, I'll be honest with you, me and you both be on the wing together.
Yeah,
house block 4.
same jail time as well.
Yeah, you might as well have shot someone because you got the same jail time.
I do hear it, yeah, but you see with rap, it's weird, bro, because we can still turn around and say that verse wasn't about my man.
Okay, yeah.
So the fact that you can debate that, why do you think that, like, unless there was a conversation, the man said, bro, what happened? The man said, oh, he said my name on the tune, bro, and then what? And it's like, I just left it on. That's a different conversation. Whereby we're taking it as, right, he said this and Chips responded. Just because Chips responded, it's still not fact that he's talking about my man. It's ambiguous and it does look like it's...
Even though it's fact.
Like, it looks like it. Do you get me? And
you can debate. The fact you can debate,
you see what I'm saying?
It's not clear.
So I'm like, bro, if it's my tune and you spit a verse and you're like, yeah, fuck them man there. Bro, people say fuck prayers all the time.
Bro, everyone has imaginary
Everyone's got, you see what I'm saying? So ultimately I'm thinking, all right, cool. Like, so I do agree with you at the same time if you facilitate it, but I'd say with a conscious mind. Do you get me?
Okay.
I think if you did it unconsciously, like, bro, he was on a tune, he's spitting. I was more concerned about my verse. Do you get me? Like, a man could actually be in that space, bro.
True.
Like, I'm just trying to keep up and make sure that I don't look dead on this tune and gets his second verse on. And
do you know what it is? Do you know what? He should be angry in all of this. Ghetts.
That's what I'm saying. Chip shat all over his press roll.
I'd be wilding if I was Ghetts. Not at anybody, but I'd be like,
just situation in general.
Just no, bro. Like, I made a fucking cold rhythm.
And the video, it's a Sin City
theme
for the video.
And
cold.
The biggest thing is
Chip.
Yeah, the biggest thing is Chip. And I'm like, bro, do you not hear man's shelling that I did on Friday?
Can you not see the effort that went into that video?
Get shelled it.
Bro, he smashed that to
bro, his
pieces,
second verse is...
Get shelled it. On the other hand, Stormzy had a chance to spin, like my good brother Haich said, and he didn't.
Bro, he had a chance.
Oh, so we disappointed with
Stormzy's performance. Do you know, bro? If I look at Ghetts' performance on that rhythm and Stormzy's, Stormzy didn't pull his own weight because I'm basing Stormzy against himself.
Yeah. Let alone standing next to Ghetts.
Do you get me? I'm like, Ghetts came because the last time I saw these two brothers next to each other,
bad boys. And look what Ghetts did for Stormzy's album. Look what Stormzy did for Ghetts' album.
Like, I don't feel like it was hard enough, innit?
Yeah,
Do you get me?
It wasn't hard enough.
Because I'm like, bro, that's not the heat, especially when you're with my man. Do you get me?
Fair.
And even if I go further back, the last time when they was in a cypher, old school, do you remember?
I remember.
Oh yeah, of course.
Akala, Mike Righteous, P-Money.
He went blind.
Bonkers.
Yeah, he went crazy.
He went blind.
I needed him to do that.
But the irony of that is that day he went bonkers and Ghetts didn't perform.
Exactly. No, that's my whole point. So do you get me? So
the Fire in the Booth cypher, the infamous one.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I remember that.
So I'm like, bro, you need to be doing that because like after that, next time to give us Ghetts performed. So I'm like, bro, I'm expecting you to keep that. You see what I'm saying? And especially you've been away in terms of the eyes of everybody, and your pen's being
it's already in question because of Chip.
This is the time you show your pen game. Fair. Anything, do you get me? And for me, you didn't do that. Like so.
And low key, I've not been overly impressed with some of the Ghetts verses. Like I didn't love him and Lowski. It was just cool.
Oh, flavor.
Yeah, it was cool. It didn't move me that much in it. So now when you say that, his pen is, regardless of those songs, his pen is in question because he hasn't responded in full to Chip.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, in terms of a moment, even though it was pre-recorded ages ago, there's nothing wrong with saying go back in and redo.
I would have went back in and done it, brother. I would 100, especially, and obviously this is with hindsight in mind, especially if Chip's then going to send for me because of it. I would have made sure that verse was crazy.
And it was called Skengman. That's your element. This is you.
Yeah, when you break it down. I said Wiley.
Ghetts made it so easy for man to spin
it.
He said, just be your old
Do you get me? I wanted to see some shelly. He didn't shell it.
He didn't shell it.
Yeah, it weren't shelly. It weren't shelly.
First verse, then came back and said, just in case.
You thought I was joking.
Yeah, I'm going mad. Second verse.
100%.
Stormzy just barred on it. There was no... I didn't like his energy on it. I didn't like...
Same, yeah.
It was like casual. It wasn't like... For me...
He was like, he was pissed off.
Yeah, it was like... I didn't get that.
No, you're right. You're right still.
You need to kill that rhythm, bro.
So just on to another point, yeah. I feel like I think you both said you don't think he's going to respond at all. I'm the only one saying that. I think he's going to respond. Just he'll respond later.
I don't think we'll get a real response.
Cool.
Like an actual...
If he does respond, what type of strategy do you think he can take that would put him in a place where he potentially could win or defeat?
Bro, I have absolutely no idea. He'd have to spit some bars. He must spit... I don't know what he can say. He has to have the fire of the Holy Spirit in him. You know, like, bro, he has to... You know, do you remember when Drake sent for Pusha,
yeah?
And they looked like Pusha was on ropes just because of how hard Drake went. And then Pusha just went, all right, guys, I know it looks like he's mad for me, but here, have this. And then everyone forgot about how...
We got the photo. So you saying that, yeah? Maybe Stormzy has to lean into the information that I believe he has access to. close ties to Play Dirty, both in the industry. There's probably stuff behind the scenes that
I don't
I
think
feel
it'll be
he
enough.
knows, but I feel that he doesn't want to get in the pig pen and play.
Bruv, Chip has to be hiding a child. That is it.
But that's not even
No,
Chip has to be hiding a mad charge.
in
Or something.
the baby daddy area. What does that mean? You're hiding a
He
child?
has to be hiding
Fine,
a
here he
child.
is then. Fuck it, have him.
I don't like. Do you get me? There has to be
Yeah.
something, bro. It can't
Yeah.
just like because it's the strategies that I was saying before. I feel like Storm's cornered himself in it.
Yeah.
Because now you play chess to a position, but I'm like, I don't know what position
You
you
ain't got
put
no
yourself
moves.
in. But now it's like, if you do make a move, you have to immediately put man in check because there's nothing. I don't know what he could do.
And Chip has definitely,
Unless he genuinely
he's
out
pre-recorded disses. Chip has definitely got 5 or 6 disses parked off that he can just tweak here or there, just in case.
I think how Chip just writes in general are sends. You know like that. Like you see what I'm saying? I feel like he hears a beat, he's like, oh, this sounds like a good beat, and he just writes a send.
He already knows what he's gonna say.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. I don't think Storm's gonna.
It's
have
mad
that.
to everyone so deflate. I had Bear Vim when we had the first conversation.
I remember.
when they were speaking. I mean, me and Alex had a good chat on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Spotlight First,
Trust
Tolu, Lillian, Yems, Kojo. There's a few people in there.
Youngs.
Yeah, Youngs. Sebi was in there. Sebi was saying that he probably will make an anthem, kind of similar to what he did with Wiley. That's probably the only out he's really got.
That's not enough.
Where he could win.
It's not enough.
It's not enough for Chip, innit?
It's not enough, bro. Chip will just remix it, bruv.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It can't be a good song.
He's this guy fucking Thanos, but I don't think this guy's Thanos like
He's
this
not
guy.
Thanos, but
Chip.
he's so
No.
intelligent. He does things so well.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I think Storm's played a hand that probably isn't working out in the best way.
So what would you prefer? Would you prefer that throughout all of this, he just stayed silent? Because like I said, he gave us a little bit on I don't know. When it was still open, when it was still kind of in
See,
the air.
for me, even that wasn't really.
It wasn't enough.
That was just, but like, bruv, when you speak about your life, innit?
Yeah, it was
There's
like,
a prayer-
and then man
there's
said
a
it for
prayer
me,
in your
I
ear
don't
putting
know.
out videos.
Well, them boy their self first week. I don't know.
Do you get me?
It was
Like,
And do we care if he just tries to big boy him with success, money?
The fans are not gonna care.
Okay, cool.
The fans don't want it. The fans, I think if Stormzy comes and says, I'm a millionaire, I've got this, I've got that, I've got a US, I feel like the fans will be like, brother,
A
we
lie,
don't
man.
care.
We're in the
We
middle of a
don't
credit
care.
crunch.
Yeah. We don't care.
Get your rich ass out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, we don't care. They're not
Yeah.
trying to hear that. The fans are trying to hear spitting and information, and you know, people love controversy, so they want to hear like, oh, Chip did this to that person and this
bruv,
person.
Storm's just got to start lying, start making shit up, bruv. It's like, yeah, bruv.
He's got to do what he did with Wiley because when he said like, them man say whatever in Grime, so fuck it, I'm the king of Grime.
Yeah.
Do you think that's also hurting? Because that was a conversation that kept on coming up as a talking point in our Clubhouse conversation. That you called himself the king of Grime, so he has to respond.
That is a point.
Is
You
it
know
a
what?
point though?
I think it's a point just because if you're self-proclaimed, then you're in a position where it matters. Like if an up-and-coming MC right now said he's the king, they're not going to give a shit.
Yeah.
Do you get me? But if you're
the biggest in the game.
If you're that
biggest
successful.
artist in the fucking country,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're saying it, and you're wearing it, but then you're getting sent for by the battler. Do you get me? He's like, alright, cool, I'm going to test your metal. Do you see what I'm saying? Wiley tested your metal. You didn't have to send back for Wiley. But you did it because I knew why you did it. Because if you sent for Wiley, then he can say he's the king of Grime if he wins. Just because it's Wiley. Everyone wants Wiley under the belt. They don't care if he's 80
It's a
years
good
old.
kill.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Now,
Now,
Lewis thing, innit?
if you get, you see what I'm saying? If you get Chip under your belt, you can talk shit.
Forever.
But you have to be able
if
to do it.
Stormzy beats Chip, yeah, my jam has to propose to him. Bruv, too far?
It wasn't even that far. It was just mad funny. It's just like I wasn't expecting that. I feel like
I'll throw Alex off.
I feel like Chip, yeah, draws man into a game that nobody else knows they're playing. So like when it's time to play, you're like, wait, what's the buttons? Like, what's the?
You know, you're playing PS5
Yeah.
with your nephew and
PES
that,
controls.
yeah, and his thing's not even plugged in, and you're pamming him like
Yeah,
9-0.
you're doing it. You're doing it. You're winning, cuz. You're winning.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel
you're
like-
doing
yeah.
good. You're doing good.
Chip positions himself to win every single time. Like he will never start a battle without having things in place. He's like 5 steps ahead already. So
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
knows what he's
But
doing,
every
man.
single bar, he'll be like, "Yeah, your money can't save you," because he's like, bro, he's sort of like, you see a man that's a barrer, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll think of everything that you could say to him
And just
and
use it against
rebuttal it
Yeah.
before you even say it.
which maybe
Do you get
leading to what
me?
you lot are saying is maybe part of the reason why my man hasn't responded. Because
No.
as much as I said the last episode we had that had Bear Vim, even though we had a conversation on Clubhouse, I'm mature enough to admit that, like, despite my stance, I can see where the opposing argument is coming from. Because it's like, I can understand why people think he's scared to battle him. I do get that. I get that because it's like I want to beat you up. I don't. My energy's not even there to write bars for you because really, truthfully, if I was to write bars for you, they're drill bars. I want to throw acid in your face.
He might just say, suck your mum for 16 bars.
Yeah. And it's not going to bang at all. But inside him, he's got out. Like, I need to get the devil off me because obviously blinded by your grace. Like
it's different when you actually don't like the person.
That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, it is very different because it's not for the culture, bro. I was like, bro, honestly, fam, I don't care how good your song is, bro. I want to fuck you up.
And I want us to kind of dead this for the culture thing in 2021 because a lot of this stuff is self-serving for people. People aren't doing stuff for the culture, and it for themselves. Just own it, bro.
I back you.
Just own it, and I respect it more. It's not for the culture, bro. I ain't podcasting for the culture.
Wiley does everything for the culture.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Everything that Rare does is for the culture.
Yeah,
because he's done enough for himself. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of the time, he don't even benefit from these things.
Yeah. Bro, I think 90%
he makes himself a sacrificial lamb. Like even with the Stormzy thing, I knew from the gate he was always gonna lose. I just knew also that that loud noise online can gas you at times, innit? Now, with someone like Chip, it's justified because he's proven himself. Even though, like I said, if I want to have like more analytical conversations, I start dissecting who you've actually faced and how credible they are. Stormzy, in terms of what they're both doing, Chip's still in the lead. Like, he's still the favourite and clear for a lot of people. I'm not going to like discount that at all. But I do feel that if they were to actually engage, this would still be one of Chip's toughest tests because this isn't Young'un, this isn't Tiny Temper, and with all due respect to Bugs Malone, it's not Bugs Malone either as well. Like, where he struggled with Bugsy is because my man's unknown to you, you don't have information. That's what it was for the most part of Bugs Malone. Whereas if Tiny, Young'un, you've got enough info, like there's talks of like, yo, there's a girl with a restraining order against you. Young was dissing, saying he's broke, smart, because there was information. You need information. And usually that comes in the form of a woman. So I don't know if the man have got women in between them, whether that's like Eskimo Brothers type vibes or just women they know, because that's how usually for me a lot of the information gets out. It would just be interesting to see where it goes next. So
Stormzy has to address every single thing that Chip said. So that's going to be difficult as well.
Yeah.
In a minute.
But you see what I'm saying about strategy? We said anthem or information we don't know. How do we rate Chip's current strategy, which is trying to strip away your good boy image? Are we respecting that? Is it working for us? Do we like it?
What? It doesn't even matter because there's nothing to even fucking put it up against. Like, bro, Chips is just winning by default.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, I don't even feel like people that are saying, he's just trying to vilify his character. Sorry, I'm so sorry. If somebody pulled up to my yard, it's more than their character I'll be vilifying. So even the fact that he's even just like talking about it, saying you're not a Christian, these things, you take coke and like, cool, it's funny, innit? Like,
talking about man's hairline and
all these things are just banter, but really and truly, Chip has every right to say.
I'm asking because he's a barra. Hey, people don't know. Haich.
Yeah.
Wordsmith.
don't draw me out.
Yeah. So I'm always interested in your opinion from like a lyrical standpoint. Even though like I'm not gonna say Chip isn't lyrical, but when I've actually really listened to somebody, some of the actual disrespectful bars are very sneaky. Like when you actually break someone down, like yeah. See,
but the thing is, Chip also knows
he's
that
cheeky at the same time.
The listeners aren't all bars.
That's fair, yeah.
Because you're on the stage of the masses. Do you get me? Like, you're not in fucking Eskimo dance. You're not in Deja right now. Do you get me? The world's listening. So you're gonna have to say some stuff that is gonna be. Let's talk about his hairline because this doesn't matter. But we're gonna laugh, and the freaking 11-year-olds that don't know nothing about my bar that means about 4 different things, a triple entendre, whatever it is. All I know is they're gonna laugh about this hairline thing.
Quantondra.
Do you get me?
You're dumb.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
So it's like, he has to play it, and so I think he plays it very well because he's got something for a spitter or someone that understands wordplay to a degree. He's got something that will be topical for a conversation to happen like we are now.
What was a memorable bar after one with Existing Tiny? We said, Patrick, what have you done?
Oh, thank you for looking after my son.
And that's not even like, he's got way better bars than that, but that hit home, which what you're saying is like, it's easily digestible.
That's the most memorable thing,
and it probably happened. That's what was making me laugh.
Do you get me? But it's funny, bro.
It's fun.
And
it's nowhere near the best bar in the
they had a relationship, so there was information on each other. So it's those things. So the only thing I do feel that sometimes gets missed a little bit is what else would I have on my mind? Because I just remember the Clubhouse conversation is positions in battling. So when you are the bigger dog, because the reason why I had that conversation in Clubhouse was about rules and stuff. I think there's one thing people don't acknowledge, even though it's not fair, it just is what it is. When you are the bigger dog, you kind of set the rules. People don't want Stormzy to be able to do that because they feel like it's an attack on grime and the history. But when Chip was a front runner, he had an SBTV freestyle. He was in a black hoodie, big, always recording chain, and he says, "Diss me, won't reply. Too much to lose. You got too much to prove. So you got too much to prove. I got too much to lose." He said, "I may still reply, but I'm going to second guess. I'm going to think about it. It's not a given that I'm going to respond," which is fair. We loved it at the time. Everyone loved it. If you go on SBTV, it's one of the highest rated videos. People talk about, if someone diss you, you got to respond. Maxstar said, "I'll punch your chest out your back." I don't know how that's physically and scientifically possible, but that's how angry someone is at you, innit? He got his songs taken off Grime Daily at the time and got him taken off Power 2011. So people, and that's what I mean about when we was back to our Clubhouse conversation once again, and I'm going to keep name dropping Clubhouse throughout this whole chat. It's like some stuff happens, people just discount it. So when my man was in the hot set, he was Starboy. People forget because Chip was Starboy. Chip Diddy Chip, Diamond Rings, I Am Chipmunk album.
Yeah, he was Aaron
Smoking.
Bearman.
He was Aaron Bearman. He didn't dance with Maxstar.
Aaron Bearman.
And now we've gone full circle. He's now Mr. Can't Run Out of Bars. But I'm not expecting a listener to all remember that time period, but I remember it.
Yeah.
So it's like when I start pulling your card a bit, I'm like, But there's angles and there's like things that show that maybe you're not who you've always said. You're also show that you can have an inconsistency. You are reliable because even on Michelle Rhythm, he talks about pre-recording disses isn't cool. Chipmunk pre-records disses, bro. You ain't gonna tell me he doesn't. Allegedly. And we don't care because we just want the chaos.
I get you.
You know.
By the way, if he wrote,
but it's like I said, I can't. I'm not gonna say everyone isn't gonna be as analytical as me. I could be looking into it too much to the point where like, Fols, get a life. I'll accept that, but I have a life, a nice one.
I don't know. I was just like the hypocritical thing comes with humans, but like, Chip again has the ball. He's thrown the ball in Stormzy's court, even though Stormzy don't want the ball. He's thrown it at him.
According to Twitter, Stormzy's walked out of the court and that. Like,
yeah.
You're like, my mum's calling me.
I would say that because Chip is definitely playing with himself right now because Stormzy's not, in my opinion, Stormzy's not going to reply, man. But Chip
is what it is. I like this style. I like we've had this chat. I'm happy I've had it with you lot.